Hey YouTube, you, or as I like to say in the Facebook group, how art thou? That is usually my tagline when I greet those that are in my Facebook group or if I'm on Periscope. How art thou? Good morning, team, depending on what day it is or what time of day it is. So I know it's been a while since I've been on YouTube and thought I better show my face. Y'all might just forget about me. Don't do that. All right, but anyway, I'm here today because I'm inspired. Hello to the two people that are on. Thank you for coming in. I was inspired by Myra J. Not Myra J. That's my is she my god baby? Not my god baby, but my daughter's god baby. Anyway, maybe my god grandbaby. I don't know. Anyway, I was inspired by Myra Lorraine. All right, so I'm excited to see all of the folks that are out there really stretching their sewing skills, their creativity. And I watched Mara J's last video. I keep calling her Mara J. Mara Lorraine. Mara Lorraine. Alethea. Mara Lorraine. Anyway, shout out to her, One So Sweet, at One So Sweet, because she shouted us out for this month's challenge. Actually, last month's challenge, October's challenge, which was the Little Black Dress Challenge. And a lot of people say the Little Black Dress is played out. Well, I kind of beg to differ because we had several people join the challenge. And you're going to always need a little black dress for something, cocktail, dinner, black tie affair, something. So this month is actually, what are we doing this month? Actually, it is the formal wear challenge. So you get to make more formal wear. Last month it was more cocktail. You can put your own little spin on a little black dress, but this month it's all about making that custom formal wear, semi-formal, formal wear, because we're gonna have events coming up for the holidays, right? We're gonna need that dress. And speaking of, I have two coming up, almost literally back to back that I need to have a formal for. One is a 20s, roaring 20s type deal, and then the other one, oh, what's the other one? I don't know. The other one's coming up. I had to figure it out. Anyway, I kind of wanted to share with you about what I do. I know many of you know that I am the creator and founder of So Much Talent, and I host a Facebook group bearing the same name, So Much Talent, parentheses group. Um, I also have the So Much Talent classroom, and I have the So Much Talent page, where all of my Instagram posts and, all of that stuff that goes on the page. That's more of a public page. The So Much Talent group, I created it to have a place where we could discuss different things, really get into chat form and have a place where you can post your pictures. It's a closed group. Some people, when they post pictures, they want a little bit more private setting. Well, I did not expect the group to grow to what it did. We're almost reaching 10,000 members, which I'm excited about. Um, Numbers, I'm not caught up in numbers, so don't get me wrong, but it is a milestone. Um, Something, like I said, I never contemplated. But we are in January 5th, we'll be celebrating our 10K members by doing live pop up broadcasts all over. So wherever there's So Much Talent members and they form together and they come together and they meet up, we're asking all of them to do a live broadcast just to say hey and to let us know what they're doing in their neck of the woods. So we'll have more on that a little bit later. But I did want to talk to you about what I actually do outside of the So Much Talent group. And I know many of you see me pop up randomly. I don't have like a set schedule per se, but I do like to share tips. I first and foremost, I'm a custom clothier. I'm an alteration specialist. I specialize in bridal wear and formal wear. I have been sewing for near over 40 years. Um, but I have been sewing for the public for over 30 years. All right, and why I chose bridal and formal wear, I don't know, but I think I was enamored by old glam movies. Um, People like um, uh, what are those dancing people? Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, um, Marlena Dietrich, and all of these glamorous women back in the day. So I think that's why. I'm not sure. Some of my favorite designers are like Valentino, Carolina Herrera, um, Bajla Mishka, Bob Mackie, you know, all of these designers, Oscar de la Renta, all of these designers back in the day. So those are my inspirations. And so a lot of people ask me was I self-taught? You know, did I go to school? I did not go to school. I did not go to formal training to do what I'm doing. I did, however, I think it was about 8 years old, if not sooner, that I started. Soon I started, like many others that I hear, started playing around with your Barbie dolls and making clothes, taking scraps of fabric, maybe from your loved ones that were sewing and you were watching. Well, that was me. My mother, she was a registered nurse, and she would come home and make all of our clothes. And whether it was for a holiday, special holiday occasion, or whether it was for school or for church, you know, church choir uniforms, things like that, my mother was making them all. Okay, so I would sit and watch, and I would just take the scraps and I would start, you know, making fabric for my doll. And so that's kind of how I got started. But I later learned that it's a bent, it's a family bent. My great grandfather is a tailor, or was a tailor in the early 1900s. And he, you know, was great at what he did. His wife was a seamstress, and she would go take a walk down in our downtown area, look in the windows, and do window shopping, see something she liked, and it was told that she would go home, cut it out in the newspaper, and wear it the next day. So I, I'm the only one in my family that's taken it as far as a business, like my great grandfather did. But again, I specialize in bridal wear and formal wear, and I love it. So I want to share with you a couple of pieces that I do, that I have done, that I created, because I'm getting more into um, designing my own garments or creating my own garments. I'm having so much fun doing that. Many times I would take commercial patterns and mash them up, hack them up, Franken pattern them, whatever you want to call it, and get the look that I wanted, because I would take and just, you know, you would see pieces of paper all over the house, tissue, napkins, the back of envelopes, and just, you know, designs that would come to my head, and I would just put them down. And so eventually I would get to the point where I would start creating those designs. And so last year we had a challenge. It was the blue jean. Well, it actually wasn't a blue jean challenge. It was a it was a thrift store challenge, and I think I mentioned this in one of the earlier videos. But we had a thrift store challenge where the budget was $25, no more than $25. Whatever you can purchase for $25 in the thrift store, you were supposed to create something new with it, refashion it, or make up something new. And so I created, and I don't have that in front of me. I should have had that one. Maybe I'll be able to link it again later. I don't know. I'm learning this YouTube thing, y'all. So, but anyway, I designed a formal denim dress. I picked up like 5 pairs of denim jeans, a bomber jacket that had a pretty gold embellishment on it, and that was what I had to work with. And I think I had a gold scarf and a belt. I didn't use those, but I used the 5 pair of denim jeans and the pieces from the bomber jacket to make a formal mermaid style dress. And it's oddly enough, this was last year, and the gown a lot resembles the gown. I think it's Nicoya, whatever on Wakanda did. The piece that comes down to here has the band around the neck, shoulders out, slim fit. Anyway, you'll see it when I show it to you. But that sparked interest in me drafting, draping my garments and drafting my own patterns. Something I haven't done in years. I tried it once, it was fine, but I kind of put it aside, and I would just mash up Franken pattern and hack commercial patterns to get the look that I want. But that was a challenge for me, to take something from nothing, you know, from a thought. I drew it out first, and I can share links to my Instagram post where that picture is. But since my battery is going dead, y'all. Okay. So but anyway, so that sparked the desire to start back draping and designing and creating my own ideals. And so I have a few here with me that I want to share with you. But If you have questions or whatnot, let me know. I see there are two of you. I can't see your comments, but if you have questions, let me know. But this is one, and I hope Cherie of My Daily Threads will see this one, because this once last year in another challenge, Cherie was actually hosting a giveaway on her website on My Daily Threads, and I actually won about 4 pieces of fabric from Cherie, and this was one of them. This is a very pretty. It's a stretchy sequin type fabric. It's just a one-way stretch. Well, actually, it's a two-way, but it doesn't have a whole lot of stretch to it. But this was one of my own creations, one of my own designs that I did. And this one wasn't the first one. The denim one was the first one that I did. But this was another one that I challenged myself to do, because I was actually creating for a fashion show, my first fashion show in a long while, which was last year. And I was challenged to create 10 pieces. I didn't make 10, but I created, I think, about 3 or 4 pieces. But this was one that I did, and I really like it. It's a high-low skater skirt. I don't know if you can see it, the bottom of it. Um, has a lot of flounce to it, but you can see it as a high-low, and I love it, but I love the back detail of it. This is what gets me. It's like business in the front and party in the back. But I love all of that, and I love the way it came out, and it looks really good on. This has been modeled about 2 or 3 times um, for me. So yeah, that was one that I created. And this was one that this was the second one that I think that I created. Um, and this was from fabric. And what I try to do is challenge myself to use fabrics that I have in my stash already. I'm one that save remnants of stuff, and if it's, I hate to get rid of it. But this piece right here was is a brocade that I've had in my stash for like years, and it was a small piece of it, and I just wanted to do something with it, something formal. So I used my mannequins to drape this piece, and this was the actual piece that I used and that I draped. So I actually formed it on her. I use draping tape to drape out the shapes that I want and to create my patterns from it. And then I'll go back in and add my seam allowances or whatnot. But this fabric right here, it looks leather, but it's actually a faux leather. It's not a real leather, but it behaves like real leather. And so I actually found this at Joann's one year and wasn't sure. I thought I was going to make a bag out of it, but I'm always one that like to do something different. So I actually created this skirt to match, to go with this, because it is different. And I get a lot of compliments on this one. This one has been modeled about 2 or 3 times as well. Once during the fashion show that I designed it for last year, Lydia Project Fashion Fundraiser. I host that every year. And this was actually drafted for that. And it wears very well. All right, so that was one. And like I said, I have to show you the other one that I actually created from the denim. That's a lot of fun. But this is what I'm getting into now. So creating and designing my own fashions for prom, wedding gowns. I do wedding gowns. So, get back into what I actually do. I work out of my home. I have a home studio, Alethea Hudson Designs. And I actually do have a website, Alethea Hudson Designs, which I kind of have to post more of my pictures on there. But my work, I see my clients by appointment only. And most of the clients that I see, they're either having wedding gown alterations, some kind of formal alterations, or they want me to create a wedding gown for them or create some kind of formal attire. And I work with women and young girls, any age range in that genre. And many times they will come to me with a picture, an idea that they have, or sometimes they don't know what they want to do and they're looking to me to kind of create the look. And so we work together. We partner in creating the look that they want. And so I get joy in doing that. Um, so yeah, and that has led to with me. I'm also a Lydia Project volunteer. It says my battery is running low. All right, so I got a little bit of time. All right, so I'm a Lydia Project volunteer. Many of you know what the Lydia Project. Yeah, some of you may not know what the Lydia Project is, but it's an organization that services women or helps women, supports women coping with cancer, and young girls. The youngest girl that we have helped is, was, what shall I say, is 10 years old. So they're very, no, I'm sorry, 9 years old, 9 years old. And so about 4 years ago, actually 4 years this year, this October was 4 years, I joined hands with the Lydia Project. And actually, let me take that back. I have been volunteering with the Lydia Project since 2003, when I found out that they even existed. And that was about the time that they actually were founded. It's here locally. And I learned that they actually make tote bags to give to the breast cancer recipients. Once the Lydia Project volunteers or their organization is aware of the person, and they get all of their information, they're given a free tote bag, a Lydia tote bag. And I'll talk more about the Lydia Project another time and go more into detail about that. But we came on board, my group, so much talent. I wanted an organization that I could support and give back with my talents and so on. So me personally, I started doing that in 2003. But as a group, we started doing that about 4 years ago. And the Lydia Project opened their doors up to us to come in and work in their building every second Saturday of the month to help make tote bags to be able to give to these women. We make the tote bags, the free tote bags, and we make retail tote bags that are actually sold for the finances to be able to support women when they need money for bills or medicines, transportation, and things like that. Again, I'll get more into the Lydia Project. But joining on with the Lydia Project, I became kind of a spokesperson. And I also decided to start hosting fundraisers because I wanted to do more. So last year was my fourth year doing the fundraiser. Actually, third year. This year would have been fourth year. So yeah. So what we do, I do it in the form of some kind of fashion, whether it's a fashion show or whether it's a vendor program where we come in and do like a sip and shop. You shop vendors. We have a little meal, dinner, snacks, or whatever the case may be, and have fashions involved in some kind of way. And that's my way of giving back to the community. And so now, this year, I took a break from the fundraiser part of it, and I did more of speaking on their behalf at different women's events. So that's been a lot of fun. And I'm also teaching sewing classes. Um, and there are more projects and more events that are coming up in the community that I'm getting involved in, and that's come to my table, so to speak, that I won't talk about just now. But anything that I can do to give back or to teach what I know or to share what I know, whether it's local classes, whether it's private classes or classes over at the local university, or whether it's online classes, I teach and share all of that. Now, many of you that has taken a class from me or have taken a class from me know that I'm famous for saying that I share with you what I know. I'm not an expert, so to speak, meaning because somebody popped me on my hands and told me not to say I'm not an expert, because if I'm qualified to do what I do, or if I have reached that part of expertise in that area, then I'm considered an expert. But when I say I'm not an expert or professional, that means that I have not taken professional classes to do what I'm doing, but I have perfected what I do by continuously doing it and learning through my means. Okay, so I share what I know. So I don't claim to be like a certified teacher or anything like that, but I share what works for me and what has been, uh, what has caused me to succeed in what I do. So, with that being said, I think that's the sum of what I do outside of, hey, Linda Faye. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I love formal wear. I love it. I love being creative. I love, I guess, playing paper doll or dress up with human dolls, so to speak. I love turning a sad face into a happy face, because there are many times that women think that they can't wear certain things. They think that they cannot wear formal wear. I love, I don't want to say tricking people's minds, but I love giving people the experience that they never thought that they could have, because they've always been told that they shouldn't do this or shouldn't wear that, or you're too short or you're too tall, or whatever the case may be. One of the things that I'm excited about too, many of you know that I've worked and I still do on occasion work with David's Bridal. I was their alterations manager for about 8 years, so I picked up a lot more experience in that respect as well. But I love working with people. I love dealing with people, and helping meet a need, or, like I said, dressing them. The last one you did was gorgeous. I think it was silver for vow. Yes, that was the 30-year vow renewal. I'll have to post a link to that one as well. Thank you so much. Um, but yeah, a lot of people, when it comes to foundations, now I'm not a fit expert either, but I know how to make things fit, certain things, and I'm still learning, but I share what I learned. So if I can pass on what I'm learning, it will help somebody, and that's my whole motive. Um, but when it comes to undergarments, we've been told a lot of things throughout our years, like if you are dark skinned, you wear black undergarments, you wear black slips, you wear black bras. If you are light skinned or white, you wear white slips and white bras. Well, that might have been true at one time, because that's probably all that was available way back in the day. But now we have more flesh tone, flesh color undergarments. And so I always steer people in that direction. Where if you're wearing something neutral, something that's sheer, wear something that's close to your skin color. That way it's, oh, you can't tell. But the white and the black thing, the other thing is a lot of heavier women, full busted women, women that um, are blessed. They feel like they cannot go without wearing bras in their formal attire. Um, and that's not true either. So it depends on how the garment is made. It depends on, uh, what kind of room is in the garment, what kind of ease allowance is in the garment. It depends on you. Many times women can't go without a bra or brassiere, to be more politically correct. But yeah, so it depends on the garments, So I like changing people's ideals about things for the better, not because it's mine, but because it's something they thought they couldn't do. Now they feel good about themselves, because now they know, yes, I can, and I can look good in it. So that's what I'm excited about. So the other side of me, I am a Mary Kay rep. So today's broadcast is brought to you by Alethea's Mary Kay. And so this is what I do also. Um, but my first love is my Alethea Hudson. Alethea Hudson's dressmaking. Well, it's not dressmaking. It used to be dressmaking alteration back in the day, but it's Alethea Hudson Designs. And so you can see some of my work that I've done previously on AletheaHudsonDesigns.com. All right, AletheaHudsonDesigns.com. And so I have been on long enough. I have to get back to my sew along. I'm finishing up the V1593 sew along. So for those of you who don't know, I host sew alongs, I host challenges. That's what we do in the So Much Talent group. So right now we're doing Paco Peralta's zipper dress, and we're almost done. I can't wait. All right, so if you're not following me here on YouTube, go ahead and follow. It won't hurt you. Just go ahead and follow. Click that little button down there and hit the like. Like this video if it's been helpful in any way. And then don't forget to hit the bell on the side for notifications. So when I come up, you can come up with me. All right. Well, if you're not following us in the So Much Talent group, where you can get all this information, where all the wonderful people share all of their goodies and they inspire you, they teach you, we share, share, and share. Today is actually Supermarket Saturday, where you get to post about your businesses, you get to sell, sell, sell. You get to post links to your pages, to your websites, to your selling sites. Long as it's around sewing and crafting, knitting, crocheting, long as it's in those genres, you have carte blanche all day, every Saturday, to sail away. Sail away. Anyway, I love y'all to life, and remember, you are blessed to be a blessing. I hope you'll join us. Bye.